Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
Bowie, kick in. That's oh god, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Bowie didn't announce it, so I'm going to do it for him.
God damn it, Bowie.
We're on episode 83.
This bug-eyed doggo doesn't know what's going on.
Those beautiful bug eyes.
How do you know that Jared has adjusted his mic sensitivity this week? You can hear every noise coming from Bowie's mouth.
Oh, Bowie. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so we got Bowie in studio. We got the Matinee Edition boys right here.
83?
Yep. Jared and Lucas sitting down for 83. Well, another glorious episode, another
Here
glorious day. Oh, man. The last week, has it been all right to you?
It's been fine. Fucking crazy. Yeah, as I told you.
Yeah.
No one wants to run to the vet.
No, dude. Emergency vet visits are so scary, man.
It's so scary. And it's a terrible place to be.
Yeah. It's because it's one of those, like, I feel like when I have issues myself, I'm like, whatever. At least I can, like, try and figure it out. I can try and control this situation a little bit. With an animal, you just, like, you don't know anything about them
You're
really.
Completely.
You just know basics about their, like, what they might need.
All you can do is bring them to the vet, give them around $600, and then they're like, this might be what's wrong with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then you're over here breaking your tooth.
Oh yeah, man. I think I got cursed with this last week's Under Further Review playlist. Jeremiah, the guest playlist creator, he made a playlist called Tooth Cracker, and I subsequently cracked open my tooth on a granola bar this week.
I want to shout this out to any listeners of Matinee Edition that don't listen to Under Further Review.
Oh yeah,
I am about halfway through this episode. It's very funny. It's always fun hearing people banter about music.
It's a ridiculously good time sitting down and just talking shit about other people's music sometimes.
If you're curious, if you listen to the podcast, you want to check out any of the music, go ahead and follow Old Heart on Instagram. You can check out the stories, and Jared's been doing an awesome job throwing up the playlists.
Oh, yeah, that's right, man. Although don't try and get on there today necessarily, because Facebook and Instagram seem to be down.
They're completely down.
They're completely down. They've been down all morning.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've been seeing
how our world can be destroyed at a whim.
Immediate memes started popping up and whatnot, and it was like all about people who are flocking from Facebook and Instagram onto Twitter today.
Oh my gosh,
Bowie,
crazy.
Your thoughts? None. All right. Bowie doesn't.
Fuck social media.
Bowie doesn't use social media.
Obviously.
But yeah, it's that tooth cracker thing was a fucking bane, and I'm glad to get that playlist and my tooth out of the way.
As a teaser for the next episode, who's next on Under Further Review?
So the next guest playlist will be hopefully you, my friend.
Myself.
You sent me that playlist in.
I did. I made some edits since,
which is good. I mean, that's always fine to like. I think it's like Jeremiah when he was talking about his. He said that he made his like 4 weeks ago. Yeah, and has just been like editing it and chipping away at it, and like. Which I think is kind of it's an interesting move because
hilariously, I was listening to the podcast and I was like, oh fuck, they're gonna hate this whole one. There's more variety in this.
I mean, that's always kind of the danger, dude. Like that's why I was kicking my own ass about losing. Chalk it up to a lost episode. I lost my playlist episode.
Which I was gonna say before I'm on, you got to go again.
Well, we're also gonna do like a guilty pleasures one, and so
which is incredible.
We'll get a little glimpse of like some of my guilty pleasure music, but I'll get another round eventually.
I'll throw this pitch in. Y'all have to do like a theme rotation where everybody gives like the music that like they listen to as teenagers.
Oh yeah. I think you'll get a taste of that with the guilty pleasures one because just not to spoil anything for upcoming episodes, but
this is a teaser.
I'll just tease you with one of mine and one of the others. So I have on my guilty pleasures playlist Nelly Furtado's I'm Like a Bird.
Oh no!
And my buddy and Dusty, another host on on Under Further Review, he has on his playlist Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles.
Oh god!
So, you know, just a little teaser of what some of those might be.
Oh no! That's fucking incredible. Okay,
it's good. It's good. It's like music is a weird way of exposing yourself, you know. Just like entertainment stuff in general, it's like when you get out there and you start putting your taste out there, you know, it's it's an interesting and you hope people receive it well, but you're also like, I don't know, fuck it, it's my taste, I guess. It kind of helps solidify what you're doing, what your tastes a little bit. But
according to the script, we're supposed to throw in another call to action. Make sure you follow us on Instagram for more updates about when episodes are coming out, and if you want to listen to the playlist from Under Further Review.
Yep, get it.
Recommend us to a friend.
Yes. If you know somebody that listens to music or watches things online or on streaming services, tell them to listen to Old Heart Radio.
Oh god.
All right, but we'll give you some content instead of just shameless plugs, okay?
There you go.
So, Matinee Edition, we're here. We're talking about what we've been fucking entertained by this last week or so and what's coming up.
But as always, we have to start with my gaming minute.
Oh, we got it right on the first try.
It's a fuck yes, man. Should we just see what this other button is for good? Hey!
the gavel of shame.
There it is. We got it right the first time.
Yeah, what do you got for the gaming minute
This
this
is a
week?
short one. Halo Infinite had their multiplayer beta this week. 8 weeks before launch. And they were just sort of doing like random flights every once in a while. They did a closed beta, I want to say like a month ago. And then as of the past couple weeks, they've been doing like few hour stints. So they can then like look back, really see how the servers were faring, make very quick adjustments to the gameplay sandbox.
Nice.
And holy shit, man. Halo's a blast.
Dude. Yeah.
I know I'm not really blowing any mind saying that, but when it comes to first-person shooters, like I talk about Destiny all the time, Destiny is not a physics-based game like Halo is.
Yeah, okay.
It's very like precision gunplay based. Call of Duty is the same way. You're trying to aim for the head. But like Battlefield and Halo are physics-based, where like a warthog blows up next to you. Yeah, you'll get sent flying.
Yeah.
And you can get like your warthog can like roll over a rock and you can just cling on to that fucking Gatling gun for dear life.
Yeah. It's I always miss that fucking Halo gameplay.
Yeah, it's completely unique among shooters. I was like, why has this style sort of gone away? The arena shooter has not really stuck around as much as I think people think it has.
Yeah, I mean, I always assumed that was like, I feel like, I guess I just sort of assumed that all games kind of branched off of Halo because Halo was so successful in what they did when they launched that I just assumed that became like the standard. Yeah. But you're right, there are like a lot of differences in just arena gameplay in general. And Halo, I always thought nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it's one of those things where essentially it's like, is it you versus the player, or where like a lot of games, COD falls into that. It's mostly you versus the player. The environment isn't very dynamic.
Fair.
But then in Halo and Battlefield, like I said, is another good example. It's you versus the player and the environment. Like, as an example, or you can even use the environment. In Halo Infinite's multiplayer, there is now a grappling hook as a pickup item.
Oh shit!
I'll show you some clips of this. It's fucking sick. You can look at any wall of like a multiplayer arena, grapple to it, and launch yourself, and like pull yourself up to higher platforms.
Oh man!
Throw yourself around the map. You can grapple onto like a banshee flying above you and hijack it.
That's fucking legit.
It's sick, and it's like
it's cool
stuff like that. And I was messing around with it, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be great. And it's free to play. Sucks that you have a PlayStation.
It does. It's like literally, I've said it before on this podcast, but I like almost exclusively want an Xbox just so I can play Halo.
Multiplayer Halo is, I think they said that they're going to be adding in multiplayer come for the campaign come the new year.
Okay.
And you'll have to come to my place. We can do a little co-op campaign.
Get down. Yeah, man. I mean, Halo was just like, it was like the thing to do for a while back in the day. Like, it was like as soon as it dropped, it became like every fucking
LAN parties.
Yeah, every time you got together with your friends, it was like hooking up as many Xboxes and screens as you can.
Those
and like
clunky controllers.
Yeah, dude, and then just like trying to like play as big of a fucking game of Halo as you can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm genuinely excited for the direction they're going with this game. I mean, Halo 5. I don't know if you paid much attention to Halo 5.
Yeah.
It was sort of a fuck up.
I kind of heard
it wasn't very good. They were sort of playing off in like 2015 mid teens. There was this weird movement towards like momentum based shooters, where everybody was using like fucking like jetpacks and like wall running in first person, and it just in theory it was very cool in like a vacuum. If you're playing the campaign, it was sort of fun to be able to like jump in the air as a Spartan and then ground pound or like shoulder charge people.
Yeah,
but in like PvP practice, it was just like difficult to balance, and like the people that were really good at it were unkillable, and the people that were bad at it were just sitting ducks.
Yeah, so it just creates this huge riff in players and
I
stuff
think
like that.
what's so interesting is you have to, and I think Halo Infinite, just in my short playtime, I feel like it's nailed sort of that balance where if you know where like the grapple hook spawns on the map, you can make a run for it, and other people will know where that is, and it creates a choke point.
Yeah.
Where you're just battling over like a strong item.
Yeah.
And that is engaging because you actually have to earn that like crazy mobility tool.
Yep.
And then once you get it, it rewards skill with it. If you don't know how to play with it, you're sort of fucked.
Yeah.
But and it's like it rewards skill and knowledge while being approachable. And I think that's a good style. And it's really cool that they're making the multiplayer separate from the campaign.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different downloadable item.
Oh, that is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be free, which is even better.
Nice.
And they are adding in monetization, but it's strictly cosmetic.
Yeah.
It's like you can sort of like choose like a level up track for like $5, and as you level that up, you get like gear and stuff.
I mean, I don't mind that though.
I don't care.
You know, it gives you the option. You can either do it.
It's not like buying a gun that's better than everyone else's.
Exactly. So you know, it still doesn't really create like a huge difference in like what players' capabilities can be.
Exactly.
You know? So that's cool.
Halo Infinite, I'm hyped.
I'm hyped, dude. I'm hyped just to get maybe get some action going.
Yeah,
man. At your place on that. That'd be fucking rad. That's probably the game series that I still wish I followed a little more is probably Halo. I never got too heavy into like the lore that they were building, but
it's crazy.
The lore is nuts. Like it goes, it just like from where the first game started, it immediately expanded like just fucking huge in the second game, and then the third game they just kept building on. It was just
my exposure to Halo when I was a kid. My neighbor had a Xbox, and I'm pretty sure I played like co-op through all the campaigns.
Oh yeah.
Like I think excluding like the first game, like I think I did co-op through 2, co-op through 3. Then when 4 came out in like 2011, my parents finally bought me an Xbox.
Nice.
And I played that on the 360 and fucking blew my dick off.
Yeah, dude.
And that's, I guess 4 is like when shit goes crazy in the story. And then recently, actually, like 3-4 years ago, the Master Chief Collection came out, and I just played every single Halo game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, this story's fucking nuts.
It's
like there's some crazy shit happening here.
I mean, like I remember
like some biblical stuff.
Exactly. It's like it's like, you know, there's like the arbiter of from the Covenant that like gets brought back to life, or no, he doesn't die. He's like he failed at his mission or something like that. He gets judged, and then like they, you know, like basically put him on like a suicide mission, or and if he if he survives, he continues, and well, it's just huge. It's
crazy.
It's this huge like, and like I said, the story is like it's kind of fun, but it's mostly about the gameplay, man. Like you could.
Well, I mean, any story-based game or any gameplay-led game is failed if it doesn't have good mechanics.
Yeah.
There's a reason that no one gives a shit about The Last of Us gameplay. Like, it's because it's not what you're there for.
My little boy is doing some ASMR again. Yeah.
He's sitting like a person.
Yeah, I would say like I can't think of a single like upcoming PlayStation release that I would be as hyped for as like as a Halo release. So.
For me, if I had a PlayStation, the
Spider-Man
game.
Oh
Wolverine.
yeah, I guess like yeah.
Even God of War, the new God of War.
I've never played a God of War game. I've had friends that have played it and like I've seen gameplay and everything. It looks fucking awesome.
My PlayStation friends they swear by the like pseudo reboot type one from like a few years ago.
Yeah,
and they said that it's incredible, and I was like, I want to check that out.
Is God of War exclusive to Sony?
It's a PlayStation exclusive.
I never realized that though. Yeah. I guess Huh.
It's one of those things of like I wish everything was a timed exclusive because exclusives just ruin gaming.
Yeah, dude. It's
just like how Tomb Raider worked. Xbox,
the
Microsoft got the licensing rights to Tomb Raider. They could release it exclusively for a year. Mm-hmm. And then a year after it became available on PlayStation.
Yeah, like I think that's fine. Like do stuff like that. But I think these like you're just saying, like I think it creates this weird competitiveness in consumers that you have to like where you have to say like, all right, do I stick to like Sony or do I stick to Xbox, Microsoft, whatever and
thankfully the whole console war thing, as shown by last year when the new consoles dropped, it's died off a bit.
It definitely has in comparison to where it was, dude.
I think it's because like when the Xbox One, the PS4 released, it was like they were occupying the same niche.
Oh yeah.
And Microsoft fucking flopped
on
the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And since then they've been playing catch up, and their way to fight back against PlayStation has just been like, let's just offer a ton of shit and really just buy into the subscription model rather than trying to compete on like a games front.
Which I think is smart. I think it's a smart move on their part.
They're going the way of Nintendo and just saying, we're just not gonna fight that fight. Like it's okay. Like you can sell more consoles. We're just gonna be like efficient for everyone.
Yeah.
To such a point that Xbox Series consoles are getting integrated into smart TVs now.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Soon you're gonna be able to buy like a Roku TV and it's gonna have an Xbox built into it.
That's fucking legit. Like I would not mind that.
That's great.
You know what I mean? That's fucking awesome. I don't see Sony doing that anytime soon.
No, because Sony's putting fucking PlayStation ads at the end of the Ghostbusters trailer.
They're too busy making Morbius.
Which maybe we'll throw this in right now. I watched Venom. I watched Venom. Let There Be Carnage. I was gonna say this at the end, but I didn't we were not planning on going into the console.
It was just an opportune moment.
It was opportune.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your hot take on
Venom? Definitely better than the first. Writing is still weak.
Fair. I've heard it's better than the first though.
It is better than the first
from others, like just like random online
I do
stuff.
think like the first one had that like DC problem of like gunmetal or black character obscured in smoke, so you couldn't see the mediocre CGI. But Carnage looks phenomenal.
Nice. That was like one of my main worries about this movie was whether they're gonna pull off Carnage. 'Cause, like the character design of Carnage is so important because that's one of the creepy, insane aspects.
It's Venom on crack.
Yeah, dude. He's just always there's always sharp points coming off of Carnage, and
they definitely nailed the aesthetic.
That's cool.
And I thought it was great.
How was Woody Harrelson as Carnage?
Pretty good.
As Cletus Cassidy.
I think he fit the bill.
Okay.
He did a good job. I think I won't say they failed Cletus Cassidy, but the writing's weak, and it's weak for every character in the film.
Yeah, fair. I mean, it's
that said, Andy Serkis is a better director than I thought. You can tell with the dude's knowledge about mocap and with his knowledge about CGI characters that he was able to direct very well around CGI characters fighting.
That is a good point. Like I was wondering about that as soon as I started seeing his name attached to it. Was I wonder if that's the benefit of him as a director in a project like that. Was that he's one of the fucking pioneers of mocap.
Exactly.
So
I agree. I think that might be why he got put onto this project.
Yeah.
Because the first one, like I just said, it really struggled with sort of grabbing the stature of the characters and making action that was able to be easily followed.
Exactly. Rewatching Venom, the first one, you notice that a lot with the action sequences with the symbiotes.
Yeah.
It's so chaotic at times.
Yeah.
That well, that's good to hear that they kind of honed that a little bit for this movie.
In this one, it does stay there are some chaotic elements, but you can tell that you can tell it's part of design.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like it's like, I mean, it's fucking Carnage.
Yeah, there's gonna be some chaos.
They're playing into the sort of aggressive nature of that character in some scenes, where it does get a bit jittery, but never to a point where it's like Transformers, where just the geography of the scene makes zero sense.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Do you think that there's gonna be more life to Venom after this movie?
they already confirmed a third.
Okay, so for sure, like, do you think they're going to continue? I mean, by all accounts, it's had a huge opening weekend.
It has 90 mil.
Yeah,
I think it's like right behind Shang-Chi.
It's literally like, they're saying now that, like, because of the success of Venom, movies like, No Time to Die are gonna probably be fine in the theater. You know what I mean? Like, everybody right before this movie was dropping, and we can thank Shang-Chi also for this, but like, people were really sweating like whether the theater's dead, and these movies are really pushing back on that.
I think once again
thank fucking God.
We talked about this after Martin Scorsese made an ass of himself, and looked like a total snob a few years ago. We said this, and this was pre-COVID. We're smart. We're geniuses.
You heard it here.
The movies and going to a theater, there's a film for that. Mm-hmm. And it is perfectly fine to watch Venom in theaters and watch The Irishman on Netflix.
Totally.
I don't think you gain anything from a film like The Irishman by being in a theater.
No, I don't think so either. And another good example would be the new Sopranos movie that just came out, The Many Saints of Newark.
Great example.
I really want to watch it. I'm just going to watch it at home.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to the theater to watch it. I don't need to go to the theater to watch Goodfellas. You know what I mean?
Even a movie like Parasite, which we were talking about with your roommate just a few minutes ago. I don't need to watch Parasite in the theater. No. Phenomenal movie. Definitely. In my opinion, one of the best movies of the 10s.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that.
Without hesitation. I can say that. Mm. And I would watch it at home. I have no desire to watch that in a theater.
Yeah. It's on Hulu right now, folks.
Yeah. Well, rewatching the Avengers films early in the pandemic last year. I watched every single Marvel movie because fuck it. There was nothing to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I watch two in a day.
But let me ask you this.
I felt like I was missing something.
The moment that I missed the most, which there's a lot rewatching the Marvel movies at home, it was that opening sequence in Infinity War. Where it's the beacon that you hear, and then like you see, like, you're coming across like the fucking scene of Thanos destroying what's left of oh my God, why am I blanking on it?
The Asgardians.
Yeah, Asgardians. Thank you. Like that moment was so big and ominous in the theater, and then at home it just sucked the life out of that a bit. Like, where you're just sort of like, okay.
Yeah, it's like that overwhelming sort of experience, Yeah,
exactly.
And
it was really one of those moments that just like in like the big dark room with the surrounding speakers, like it hits you,
Yeah.
Like you feel the weight of that moment rather than like,
actually
at home.
This sort of makes me regret not going and watching movies in like the super nice theaters where they really like pump the audio.
Sometimes I kick myself on that.
Yeah, I know. Like when we watched Shang-Chi, I really wish, because I listened to the score for that, and the scene where he's diving and puts the rings inside of the dragon.
Yeah.
The music is awesome, but we weren't in a super nice theater, so it didn't really punch out as much. It got sort of washed out.
Yeah.
And it's shit like that I'm like, that's why you go watch a theater.
Exactly,
it gives you goosebumps.
Exactly. The fucking theatrical experience and what you can and cannot get on home entertainment, So, it's a wild difference. And that, you're right. Like, the more we get away from Scorsese's comment, the more he comes off like I'd say a director from a different era.
Yeah, I agree.
What I mean?
I will say, and this is, I don't think it's a spoiler, but I think Venom 2 marks a point for Marvel in general.
Fair enough.
A sort of, let's say, consolidation of everything.
I think I know where you're going with that.
I'm not going to say any more than that.
I
think it extends past the Sony stuff. I think it extends to the Fox stuff. It extends to mutants.
Yeah.
It extends to the Fantastic Four.
Let me just ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
Not to like give too much away, but did they at all talk about a multiversal situation in Venom?
There is like an offhand remark about the symbiote being a hive mind that extends between universes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's like
there's your conduit right there.
I know exactly. That is without going into any other stuff.
Fair enough.
Because
we'll leave it on that.
Literally, I don't think I've ever been like a post-credit scene is worth admission, but in Venom 2, there is a post-credit scene that is worth admission.
That's what I've heard too.
It's one of those things. You might just want to show up like an hour and a half late to the movie,
just to catch the post credit.
Because it's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things of like I don't know what the play is.
Interesting, man.
But it intrigues me not because of Venom, but partially because of like X-Men, and partially because of other stuff, like sort of the wider implications of what the sort of collaboration is between these groups now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's obviously been one of the things on everybody's mind, specifically since Disney bought up Fox. Like, when are the mutants showing up? When's the Fantastic Four showing up? We've got Fantastic Four coming.
What makes me intrigued by like the Fantastic Four, and I don't. Less so the Fantastic Four, I think they'll go this route because we're so far detached from the last Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
But maybe with X-Men, it makes me rethink how we thought they would be introducing some of these characters.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, heavy rumors have it that Patrick Stewart's going to be reprising his role as Professor Xavier in Multiverse of Madness.
I know.
It was either there's this big ominous thing about some Fox mutant is going to be in the movie.
Yeah, we saw that it's going to be like Wanda's supposed to fight a mutant.
Exactly. And so, in my mind, it does make 100% sense that would be Charles Xavier because, that's the classic battle. Xavier in Wanda's mind trying to like fucking, help her figure out her shit.
Yeah.
The only other person that would be fucking Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. Those are the only two characters that people would want to see reprised.
I doubt it's Hugh Jackman though.
As much as he likes to fucking tease and like joke around about like Wolverine, he's kind of done with it.
Yeah.
Especially after this long of a time period since Logan.
Yeah.
Which I just rewatched the other day. Fucking still holds up. Logan's a great
like
movie. A motherfucker, dude. It gets you, man. It pulls.
It pulls the heartstrings.
It does. That's cool. I'm glad to see that Venom's going to be kind of
continuing with multiversal shenanigans, though.
Yeah.
Multiversal
shenanigans.
What if, dude? Or as it really should be called, what the fuck?
Yo, I just wrapped up that zombie episode, which is a fantastic episode.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking cool elements to that episode, like whether it's like Hope, the scene with Hope where she just goes gigantic and just starts like stomps across that giant field of zombies to like save her friends or whatever,
or Vision having captive zombie Wanda.
Dude, that was the nuttiest turn, like zombie fucking Scarlet Witch.
I really liked the cast of characters that was managed to hold out.
Yeah, it was such a hodgepodge of characters. It was like Spider-Man,
but at the same time, you sort of get it.
Oh, totally. That was the thing. Like, Spider-Man would make sense that he would survive longer because of his spider sense. Because Peter Parker's smart as a motherfucker.
Yep. Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky was a great choice, I think, to have as part of that crew, just because it gives you that human element like a little bit more.
Yeah.
The Hulk being there, mostly Bruce Banner, I'd say, for the most of the episode. As well as Hope Van Dyne.
Okoye.
Okoye was interesting. I was not like, I guess I was kind of shocked that they ended up doing the turn with T'Challa that they did, because that's like a pretty direct reflection of the Marvel zombie book.
I was thinking,
and which in the comic, it's Hank Pym is like holding T'Challa captive and just eating chunks off of him and to like sustain himself and trying to keep his mind as like in human form and not zombie form, and but like that I was so surprised that they put that in this episode, but I was so grateful for it because it directly ties that,
spooky shit, man.
And also on top of it, what's perfect about the zombies being in this what if episode is that they are also a multiversal threat.
Exactly.
And, like the Marvel zombies got so big in the comics that they just started moving them to different universes.
Yeah, and isn't the second Marvel Zombies like series is like about them finishing one universe and being like, there's nothing left to eat.
Exactly. They literally eat as much as they can, and then they basically find a way. I think they like consume like the Silver Surfer or something like that, and like use his like the power cosmic to jump to a different universe.
You know what I think is so interesting, and we see hints of it, and it's more so in the comic, is the personality behind the zombies remains.
Yeah.
You see a bit of it with like zombie Happy Hogan being like blam.
Yeah,
like,
dude, that was a cool like a cool element to that. Like,
or the Falcon still being able to fly.
Yeah.
It's like that type of stuff.
Yeah. Cap recognizing Bucky really kind of. It seemed like there was this like moment there. That was also a cool sequence. Just Bucky.
Bucky versus Zombie Cap.
Fucking throwing the shield back at Cap and like while he's in the door frame and basically just cutting him in half.
What would actually happen with somebody getting hit with that shield?
Exactly, dude. There's a lot of like interesting inclusions in that episode. And the ending,
Oh my god, my jaw hit the floor.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts because and I haven't watched the Vision Ultron episode yet. It's one I've been like really looking forward to. But the teaser where he just appears at the end of that.
Oh,
and like clearly like that's from a different universe, you know, and so you're just like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Dude, I mean, like, that's the Party Thor episode.
That's the Party Thor. Yeah, I'm sorry, I watched that one also.
You watched Party Thor?
Yeah.
Okay, so which is such an upbeat episode.
It is. It's a wild
boom.
change up. Yeah.
So did you watch Killmonger?
I guess I did watch a few of them.
The Killmonger.
Yeah, the Killmonger one. The Killmonger one. It's probably the weakest one out of the series.
I feel like it's on the level of Captain Carter.
I don't know. I mean, like, I like Captain Carter better. It was way more of an adventure for me, because this one you kind of like that Killmonger is gonna be the villain.
Yeah.
You know that. He's kind of doing the roadie thing with Tony Stark for a bit, and then it takes a turn.
And then he kills T'Challa, and he kills Rhodey, he kills Iron Man.
And like that, I mean, that was the cool thing, was like you basically have this little moment where it's almost like Killmonger kills the Avengers. Right?
Iron Man's been getting fucked every episode.
That's the thing I've been noting too. It's like Iron Man is the throwaway character of this series.
Well, they were making a point in the Doctor Strange episode that Christine had to die every time in that universe.
Yeah.
What if Tony Stark has to die in every universe?
That's a good point, actually, man. Like, what if that's the thing?
Just a preconceived notion.
Yeah, like
it will always happen.
In no timeline does Tony Stark like live to die a natural death.
Yeah. Hey, this is not a spoiler for the Ultron one. Tony fucking dies.
Dude, oh man. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. The Party Thor episode was a
fun respite.
Exactly. And that's what I think has been really cool about the flow of this series overall, is that they hit you and then they like give you something fun.
Yeah.
And then they hit you again and they give you something fun.
Yeah. And dude, it's the Party Thor is like fun, and I was watching, I was like, the next episode is gonna fucking ruin us.
It's gonna devastate.
And then we get Ultron at the end of that episode. Ultron wins is like an existential crisis of an episode. It's genuinely terrifying at some points.
I mean, like I want to touch on it just because I haven't watched it, but we can still touch on it. Like, I've seen stills of it where it's like, obviously, like at some point there's a conflict between Ultron and the Watcher.
Yeah.
There's that, like, the people are already memeing the hell out of like the scene where Vision cuts Thanos in half.
Oh my god.
Which makes sense. Like it's like if he could do that the entire time.
Well, Ultron's a fucking savage.
Like, yeah, I know, but it's like, dude, Vision could have ended this whole thing.
Yeah. That's why they had to nerf him at the beginning of Infinity War.
Exactly. Oh man, but yeah, it looks just like this is the episode.
So
that like it looks like that episode is one of the main reasons this whole what if thing exists, right? It's really showcasing what if is about.
We sort of had a feeling from the beginning of what if, just because in the trailers you saw that sort of like remake of the like classic Avengers shot, but with some of the what if characters.
Exactly.
We knew there was going to be some kind of multiversal threat.
Yeah.
For a while, my money was on zombies.
I figured that would have been the route too.
Yeah, but now it's looking like it's going to be Ultron.
Which is fucking killer.
We might get like sequels to some of these episodes come next season, which we know is in development.
Yeah, man.
And
I would not mind that.
And so I think there's one episode left of What If, excluding what you haven't seen with the Ultron one, which
it's
is
like a one that features Gamora.
It's Gamora, daughter of Thanos, and all the promo material is her in the Thanos armor with the fucking sword from Endgame, which is nuts, and I would love to see that. But then what makes me curious is like, are we gonna get like an hour-long episode? Or are we going to get, is there like a secret 10th? Because the whole thing was that they greenlit 10 episodes and they backtracked it like a year later.
Oh.
Like,
I didn't know that.
Right before the season was released.
Man, maybe that would be a ballsy move. That'd be fucking awesome if they had a secret episode that they just dropped.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things you don't know if, like, they said, oh, yeah, we have to delay the 10th episode till the next season. Which makes me think, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
what is that? What is it?
What if?
What if?
But also, and this sort of feeds into another thing we want to talk about with Star Wars Visions.
Yeah.
Because of the success of What If and Visions, Marvel Studios has opened an animation studio.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Just like a couple weeks ago, they announced it, and they're going to be doing more animated projects.
It's a smart move, man, because particularly DC has been killing them in animated stuff
forever.
This entire fucking time.
My entire lifetime.
Yeah, like, and so it's
we
really
got
good.
Injustice coming out soon too.
Oh, dude, Injustice is gonna be awesome. It looks like they're really sticking with that, like,
which
hard element to that.
Actually, I want to quickly on the note of Injustice before we go into Star Wars Visions. So Injustice, the animated film, is coming out soon, but then it was leaked the other day, like so often happens with the Game Awards. This Game Awards happen like early December for the year. They usually announce a fuck ton of games, and Injustice 3 got leaked. A whole fucking promo script. A list of characters.
Shit.
We don't know if it's gonna happen, but who knows? The Injustice games have been sort of that's what started the concept. It wasn't and the I'm excited to see what happens. The thing that sticks out to me was Terry McGinnis.
Oh, really?
Was a listed character.
Oh, fucking badass. That's fucking cool.
And I don't know.
I always want to see more Batman Beyond.
Have you kept track of the Injustice games? Have you played them?
I played through some of it. I haven't played through all the like storyline.
So the second
Injustice
one,
and Injustice 2.
The second one, it's like multiple endings, but I'm pretty sure like the true ending is Batman wins and Superman gets thrown to the Phantom Zone.
Ooh.
And
which he could escape from, but theoretically.
Yeah, they were sort of like they were teasing that there was going to be more then because he was like Superman's like, you know, I can get out of here, and Batman's like, I'll be ready.
Yeah. Well, I've got time. That's the interesting thing, though. You mentioned it. You know, this started out as a game series. I'd argue that the crossover between DC and Mortal Kombat helped boost this, because like that, that and Injustice kind of happened really similarly, and so I think people got really attached to the fact that you can do that kind of gameplay with these characters. Yeah. And I think it just helped steamroll it, and then you know, it just started growing from there. Like they launched the comic to an addendum to the video game, and then like the comic storyline has expanded the lore of the video game itself. You know, to the point where it's like they get all sorts of fucking people wrapped up in it. Like there's like
there's a Constantine arc.
Yeah, there's a whole storylines about like where Batman gets his team teams up with like Zeus and the gods because they're like, Superman's fucking up the earth and stuff.
And then like, Injustice, like they have so much they can do. Totally different direction in the games, which I like. Like same event, but then just different stuff happened.
But it's cool because no matter what, people want more game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the it's not one or the other. Yeah. It's that people want both to be expanded. They want the gameplay, they want the lore in the books, and they want to be able to play it out. And I think that's a perfect harmony.
You know what I think is interesting is that in like 2008 there was a canceled Marvel fighting game.
Yeah.
Except it was like a Tekken style, like 3D environment with like heavily destructible environments. Yeah. You can look it up on YouTube. There are. Oh, hey, bud. Bowie wants to get up.
Studio Bowie.
But but you can find like the test footage on YouTube before it was axed, and it's like in like New York, and it's Hulk fighting Captain America, like throwing each other through buildings.
Nice.
Like a heavily destructible environment.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it got canceled, but it was in early development. And it's one of those things of like, that can really boost an IP.
Yeah.
It's a huge market.
I feel like Marvel's never pulled the trigger on doing a game like that. You know, like they do the Marvel versus Capcom, but those are so cartoony.
Yeah.
And
the recent ones suck.
And it's just, you know, it's just mindless button smashing. So you don't. There's not like a lot that you put into the thought that you put into it. But yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
I wish that would have gone through. That would have been a fun fucking game.
What we'll have to do maybe like next year when E3 comes around. So maybe for the Game Awards, if there's some cool announcements, we'll have to do like a Matinee Edition game episode. Watch a bunch of game trailers.
I'm down with that.
We'll have to do that.
But let's get on to Star Wars, yeah, because you know, I just polished off another couple episodes. I'm looking forward to finishing this season. It's just been fun. Like it's been fun. There's this the episode with. It's like the 4th episode.
Was it the bride one?
Yeah,
the Village Bride.
Yeah. It's like that one and the episode right after it.
The Ninth Jedi.
Yeah, they both have these like up and down emotional rides, man.
Dude, they're fun.
They're fun, but you're also like, it's really interesting. Like the bride one, you know, they comment on how, you know, it's kind of a commentary on how like force sensitive people are in tune with nature, and you want to listen to that. And this, you know. But you have this moment, this fucking excellent moment that you haven't gotten since the first the first sequel movie.
Yeah.
Not to make it too confusing.
Yeah.
But that fucking scene where, you know, the villain of this episode goes to laser blast and you shoot this like character and boom,
stop the bullet,
you stop that fucking laser beam with some force. I love that, dude.
So badass.
It hits so hard in fucking episode 7.
Yeah.
And watching it again, even in this animation form, you're just like, God damn, that's powerful.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
And I love, you know, it's the anime / the real buying into the Japanese inspirations of Star Wars that I really enjoy about it.
Oh yeah.
And like in that scene where they fucking duke it out, and the Jedi, number one, yellow lightsaber, plus for me. Always, I love the yellow lightsabers.
I know, it's such a good pull.
You know do you know what the lightsaber like personality archetypes actually are?
I mean, I don't think I can quote it off the top of my head.
Yellow is like a temple guard.
Yeah, and like blue is like the intellectual.
Yeah,
and green is like the actual like knight.
Knight. And then purple is like conflicted,
which you see in another episode.
Yeah, you do. And then well, red is corrupted. And then what is it? Orange was like a scholar.
Yeah. That's what I think is interesting about the whole kyber crystal thing is like, you know, depending on the user, the kyber crystal can take on you know, a different sort of color or well, not necessarily color. How it says, you get the reference in the lightsaber thing in the next episode, which we'll talk about. But anyway, I always think that's a really interesting like element to. You know, the force sensitive beings.
Yeah.
You know.
So but like the scene with like the samurai sword lightsaber and the fucking weird like jet heels.
Yeah, that
it's like it's stuff like that where it's just sort of tacky or sort of dumb fun with like the heel thing.
Yeah.
But it's badass.
Yeah, but they still even if it's like kind of like
sort of roll your eyes at.
Yeah, you might be looked at as unnecessary or whatever. It's still fun.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole series has pulled off. It's like at some points I'd say like there's only been like 2 episodes where I've been like, this is kind of weird. But like
the post-punk performance.
Yeah, I mean, but it's fun though.
It's
you
fun.
know what I mean?
It's just weirdest. It's fun.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need every episode to be lightsaber battle heavy.
Neither do I.
We all love that, but you know, it's cool to see like really other elements of the Star Wars universe, which is what this whole series is showcasing.
So you start with that first episode, which is like just post Clone Wars. I think it's fair to assume.
Yeah.
And then you get the Ninth Jedi, which is like deep future apparently.
Exactly. So it's like it goes from, you know, like right after the Clone Wars to, you know, Jedi are eradicated basically, and like
the lightsaber is not even remembered anymore.
Yeah, there's a reference in this episode. One of the characters says the lightsabers they've all been lost since before he was born, you know.
Yeah.
Which kind of dates the episode because that person looks like they're.
And you know what dates even harder?
What?
There are more than 2 Sith.
Yeah.
Dude, my jaw hit the floor.
That was nuts.
What a crazy reveal.
Yeah, so I loved the entire build up to this episode.
Yeah.
Like for this episode, you know, you start out with these force sensitive beings meeting in one place and from this ominous message. And so you think like, okay, maybe all these like low key untrained Jedi are going to start getting trained.
And and the best part, the character design is so unassuming.
Oh yeah, everybody looks fair. I mean, like there's like you see different species of force sensitive beings, and none of them look any more menacing than the other. You know, none of them give off a vibe necessarily of like, one way or another. And so you kind of have this neutral feeling on all of them.
Neutral good.
Yeah. And then you get into a little further in that episode, you get to like, the sabersmith and his daughter. And like, that was a whole cool sequence because just like the craftsmanship that goes into building a lightsaber was really cool to showcase. And then when, the father gives his daughter Kara like the lightsaber to hold at first, and like it was so cool when she lights it, ignites it, and it just like it grows and then shrinks, and it's like this weird blackish, I guess, green,
Yeah, it's sort of like a neutral color.
Yeah.
And I guess the extending like lightsaber length is I guess that's a thing from like the extended universe.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it showcased in this series, and it's not the first time I think we've heard about it either. It's just like it's cool that they're just sort of embracing that and just like letting it be a thing instead of like, no, we have to stick to like 2-meter long lightsabers only.
Yeah, and dude, you'll see it in the next episode. I mean, there's somebody in the next episode who has like lightsaber daggers.
Oh, cool.
And they're like short swords.
Yeah.
And dual wielding.
That's badass.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
So anyway, like just the whole twist of when Kara brings the lightsabers to these force sensitive beings, and they all have them,
and they're all red.
And when they ignite them, oh my god, dude!
My jaw hit the floor.
I was just like, fuck.
This is the first episode. Maybe I felt like this to a degree, but this episode the most passionately, at least. I was like, I want to see where this story goes.
Oh god, yeah, dude.
I was like, because there's like Rule of Two is gone, so immediately more interesting for the Sith.
Yeah.
And it's a Sith-controlled galaxy.
Yeah.
Where it appears that the only way to distinguish who would be a Sith is if you give them a lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it was like such an unassuming twist, and it sets up like a greater story as if this is like the first act.
Yeah, totally, man. And this is one of those like,
I was like, fuck.
Like I feel like, doing another season of this show,
maybe following up
they
on
could
a story
kind of
like
follow up on like one or two of these stories. This one would be a great one to follow up
100%.
on. The first episode would be anher one.
Yes.
I would love to see more of that Wanderer, and the one with the twins would be another one to follow up on. Like all of these, all three of those, just like they tease you with these elements that you're just like, fuck, dude, I want to flush that. I would love to see that flushed out more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like it also helps that the voice acting is great.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This lightsaber episode probably one of my favorites so far.
One of the and it's like the like on the voice cast. You haven't even gone to the episode that David Harbour's in.
No.
And he's irrecognizable as well.
Really?
Yeah. I hear my dude, and is that him? And I know it's not. And then the credits roll, and you're like, fuck, it was David Harbour.
It was him. Yeah, man. I really like. I just think that this was such a smart move for Star Wars to do.
Yeah.
Because off of the success of The Mandalorian and how that was able to like expand within the confines of the universe.
Yeah.
Like this is just like it's just proving that people want anything that you can throw at them that within the Star Wars universe. You just give them like the certain elements that make it a Star Wars.
Have at least in one episode somebody say, I don't like, or whatever the fuck, I get a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, dude, like just little references, man. Like you just need one character at the end of the episode being like, "May the Force be with us."
Yeah,
and you can be like, "Whoa, dude, this is Star Wars."
Star Wars. I want to quickly say, and this is an anime trope that I find funny. What's with people wearing masks for like menial injuries?
I have no idea.
That girl, that Jedi girl, she's like wearing this intense mask, and I was like, did she like lose the bottom half of her face or something? Like, what's the deal?
Exactly.
Takes it off, little scar, little badass looking scar.
Just
on her face.
gotta hide this. I'm hideous.
It's terrible.
It's like that's a good point though. It's like
in so many anime.
Yeah. And it's like almost like completely, that's just unnecessary most of the time.
I just find it funny. It's one of those little tropes that you sort of gets caught. And I think what's fun is that they're playing with some anime tropes as well.
Oh, totally.
Like we've had a couple beam struggles.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a few.
Dude, and that's something about, not to call back to What If, but that's something I'm looking forward to about that Watcher episode or the Ultron episode. Is you see see like some Super Saiyan moments.
Dude, you've seen some of the stills, that Ultron, the Watcher duking it out, and it is a Dragon Ball Z fight, 100%.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, both of those properties are doing so well at recognizing like certain elements that people want from like animations, as well as like just incorporating them into their own lore. So it's
and once again, this goes it goes both ways. If you're taking something that's live action initially and you want to make an animated property, you can totally take advantage of the perks that animation gives you.
Definitely.
And What If has done that. It's okay that we won't see stuff like that in live action films. They'll give us something different. Avatar, you better fucking take notes,
dude,
because they need to now translate animation into live action for that fucking Netflix show that I hope doesn't exist.
What's the status of that? Have you heard any news on that in a while?
They rewrote Aang's backstory is the last thing I heard.
Is he no longer the last airbender?
But I think they're ditching the 100 years. Like, I don't think he froze.
But that's one of the fucking interesting things about him.
I think it looks like they're going the direction of like he was hidden as a baby, or like
yeah. I mean, I guess I get that, but like that's one of the great things. It's like he's a fucking kid out of place.
Exactly.
There's that episode where they go to the Fire Nation, and Aang's just wandering around saying like "Flamey-o, Hotman" to like all these people who don't
doing all the dances.
Yeah, who like haven't heard that slang ever. It's like
I mean, like
it gives breath to that world with like giving him that 100 years. You know,
who knows?
Anyway,
I will check that show out when it comes out.
100%.
They did do a casting, which it was sort of funny. About a year ago, a dude was doing like casting videos for like who he would put in as all the different Avatar characters, and he got like 3 of them right.
Whoa,
it's so funny to me.
That's cool.
And
yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to that series either way though.
I don't know who. Let me see the casting here. But Nurse, should we talk?
Yeah, let's just talk about. Yeah, like, there's a couple other like random shows on the radar, like Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, which is featuring Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. It is a fucking awesome show. It's a great, enjoyable ride every episode. The mystery slowly builds throughout the season, so it like every episode it hooks you with like wanting to come back, and just the fucking. I'd say like I don't know, the energy the between those 3 actors, you know, Steve, Martin, and
Short.
Yeah, it's like you can't just say their first name. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. Like they all really bounce really great off of each other, which is shocking to me. I mean, you know, Steve Martin and Martin Short are gonna like steal the show, but Selena Gomez hangs with them in every scene that she's in with them.
Oh yeah,
so it's really kind of cool. And I've never really even been a big fan of her. I've never followed her films or anything funny like that. You know what I mean?
You say that. I grew up like as a kid with my little sister.
Yeah.
She would always watch like Wizards of Waverly Place.
Oh yeah, okay.
Which was her show on Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's interesting for me to see her in such a different context.
Yeah, but it's a really great fucking murder mystery. And
it is a great murder mystery.
It's just
scratching
the murder mystery podcast itch,
dude. I love myself some true crime, and it's a great setup.
Yeah, well, and like I was saying, like it builds. So you think it's straightforward, you know, you think it's maybe just going to be about them solving this murder, but then it gets more personal, and like the plot thickens, and so you know. It doesn't just become a show about them making a show. You know what I mean? It becomes a show about them trying to actually solve this fucking murder, which is kind of interesting.
And I think there's like 2 episodes left or something.
Yeah, I think there's only 2. And
we will see.
I'm really looking forward to finishing it. But the other show I just want to shout out real quick, and I'm sure everybody else has. We talked about it before we recorded, is Squid Game.
I haven't watched it yet.
Squid Game is legit fun. If you've ever like enjoyed any, like if you ever watched fucking. Oh my god, now I'm blanking on it. Battle Royale. Battle Royales it's based on a manga, but it's this movie about a bunch of high school teens who get dropped and like have to, you know, fight each other and kill each other.
Yeah.
Not like the newest concept, but it takes that fun element just like it does from like that movie where you're just like, this is fucking bombastic, this is crazy, but it immediately like gives you this human side where it's like people competing I mean, if you've watched the trailer, you've seen it. People competing in a game that maybe like ends up with some of them fucking dead, and the conflict isn't necessarily that. The conflict is, do these people want to participate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you get shocked at the fact that, like, you know, what you find out. It's a really good game. It's a fucking phenomenal thing. I was reading that the writer who wrote the fucking screen, he wrote the script for this in 2019. No, 2009, excuse me. And he basically got turned down from everybody for like 10 years.
Interesting.
And now it's bigger than Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's become the most watched show on Netflix ever, which is fucking wild. But I also think that they say that about every new release. So,
I think it's, yeah.
But anyway, so definitely you check it out. If you haven't lit Hot Dogs, check it out. It's fucking great. What else we got though? We got a lot of shit coming up.
We're gonna quickly lay out.
My doof. Yeah,
my doof. We're gonna lay out some of the upcoming releases we might be excited about.
Yeah.
And just like see a roadmap. And for the listener, we'll probably be talking about a lot of these.
Yeah, definitely.
So, literally days from now, we have Lamb, which looks fucking weird.
Oh, Lamb looks like it'll be an interesting one. It'll be fun to watch at home.
A24 makes some weird movies.
A24 has been fucking nailing it lately. The A24 is one of the companies that is like making horror happen again.
Yeah.
You know, and Lamb looks fucking interesting.
No Time to Die.
No Time to Die, of course, going to be there. I've just rewatched Skyfall.
I'm gonna watch Skyfall too. Probably some like today or tomorrow.
It hits still, man.
Skyfall
it's so good.
Halloween Kills.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It looks fucking awesome. If you like Halloween movies, you better go see Halloween Kills, man. Dude, John Carpenter. I don't need to get started on John Carpenter.
Same day, The Last Duel, which looks sort of meh, but
I've heard that that's an epic.
Yeah,
I've heard that is supposed to be
it's based on a real event. It is actually based on the last duel, like the last ever government sanctioned duel to the death. I
didn't realize that.
Kate told me that too. We were watching Venom yesterday. The trailer came on. She was like, "That's a true story," and I was like, "What?"
That's cool.
Yeah, so I guess in France, it's literally the last time recorded in history that a government was like, yeah, just fucking murder each other. Whoever wins comes out on top. Okay, so then we got Dune on the 22nd.
Dune's going to be fucking awesome. I cannot wait to watch it.
The 29th, Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho. That's the...
Edgar Wright. Yeah. His new movie, Anya Taylor-Joy.
You know it's going to be a fun ride,
Matt
man.
Smith.
You know it's going to be...
I love... Like, I've just been watching it. It looks like a murder mystery sort of mixed with horror. Bowie's crying because he's so terrified by it. November 5th, The Eternals.
Oh, yeah. You know that's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. It looks interesting.
I just read that Angelina Jolie was officially offered the role of Wonder Woman, and she turned it down.
What?
Yeah. That was before she went on to be cast in Eternals, but
You know who's playing Crow, or the bad guy in Eternals?
Who?
Dan Stevens.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the guy from Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be fucking awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I forget, we might actually see his person as well in it because Crow is a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So who knows?
That'd be kind of cool.
November 12th, I just want to throw this one in there. Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Bowie's looking forward to that movie.
Oh, man. Fucking weird that they're making that. I just want to throw that out there.
It's like one of those, it's when they, they made Stuart Little. Way back, and you're just like, why pull that property?
Actually, that just gave me a weird rush of nostalgia. I watched those movies all the time when I was a kid.
Not knocking them. I mean, I like Stuart Little was one of my favorite books when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But it was just sort of like, why now?
Yeah. November 19th, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, dude, Ghostbusters Afterlife is gonna be such a fucking fun movie. No denying it.
We'll watch it.
I cannot wait to fucking watch that movie.
No, Bowie's getting his fuck on.
Chog on.
Jesus Christ. Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. I think that's gonna be a Netflix show.
I've never had a beef with the Resident Evil properties, but it's never been
words of somebody who has a beef with the Resident Evil property.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those I never go out of my way to seek. If somebody wants to watch it, I'm definitely down to watch a Resident Evil movie. Yeah. But they're all.
Does Mila Djokovic exclusively make bad movies?
I feel like now she does.
When was the last good movie she was in?
The Fifth Element.
Fuck, she was in that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She was Lilu. Multipass.
December 10th, West Side Story.
Not gonna bother fucking seeing it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like I get
spoiler alert, he dies.
I get that it's like a pivotal musical, but what they should really be doing is making that a fucking music. They should just be running it on running a stage play version of that that blows people's dicks off. No, I don't want to go to a fucking movie to see it.
It's so ubiquitous and it's such a classic.
Yeah.
No arguing
that.
I don't need that.
No arguing that it's a classic, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't want to see a fucking play when I want to see a movie. If I want to see a play, I want the experience of going to see a play.
I'll give them one thing. They have a great cast for it. Totally. And I respect all the actors involved. I can't blame them for saying yes to being in West Side Story.
I hope it flops like fucking Cats. That way they stop making these movies.
Oh, dude.
Like they just stick to stage plays.
Yeah, exactly. or I hope it gets critically panned like Aladdin.
Yeah.
The live action Aladdin.
Dude, there's
no need.
Like, I didn't really dig Aladdin, but I still think that the actor that played Aladdin got fucking harshed on so hard.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did. And there's no reason why that cat shouldn't be working now.
No, there's no reason.
But I don't think I've seen that dude appear.
I've seen him in a few things.
Maybe like a couple of things, but I don't feel like he got as much like.
Well, I think Aladdin was just not a good. Aladdin was not a good movie. It was a cash grab.
Yeah.
From the get go.
Yeah. What else we got this year though?
Spider-Man: No Way Home, December 17th.
Of course.
We've got
that movie's gonna blow people's fucking minds.
December 24th, we got Licorice Pizza, which looks very interesting.
Licorice Pizza? What's that?
The trailer is very funny looking. So this is all on the 24th.
And we thought pineapple was controversial.
Ooh. So Licorice Pizza, December 24th. The King's Man, same day.
Oh yeah. Well, you know which movie's gonna be taking the box office top.
But then here's
there.
the other thing.
Ooh.
Same day. The Matrix Resurrections.
Oh shit! The Matrix,
Wait, we didn't watch the trailer.
Oh no, we didn't. But
we've everyone's seen it. We have.
Dude.
So that's the same day. Also,
I can't wait for that movie.
The Macbeth movie is on the same day.
Oh man, I see. So Macbeth will be interesting. I bet tonally that movie looks like it's gonna hit. Like it's gonna hit the tone that you want for Macbeth, right? Yeah. I don't know what the runtime is on that.
Saoirse Ronan in it, right?
I believe so.
I have to say her name like that.
Sure. But I mean, fantastic actress, by the way.
Incredible.
But
literally everything she's in is great.
Has hit. You know, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, that one, I don't think I'd go to the theater. Like, I don't think I'd go out of my way to the theater to go see it. You know,
I'll check it out.
I'll check it out. But I don't know. I'd rather spend money on like the Kingsman or, you know, any
the Matrix.
The Matrix for sure. Like the Matrix is definitely one.
I'm gonna be going to the movies like every week in December.
Dude, it's like the rest of this year, they're giving us some good shit. We got some good horror coming out this month. We got some fun fucking movies coming out in November and December.
That is also ignoring that Hawkeye is a Thanksgiving show.
Dude, Hawkeye, like the trailer for Hawkeye hit. Like it really.
I saw it come up and I was like, eh.
Dude, I was
down.
Yeah.
I watched after the trailer. I was like, this looks like a good time.
It's gonna be a good boots on the ground show, and it's gonna also have some nice humor. And like, I didn't mind the Christmas theme, shockingly.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Actually. I thought it worked.
You know what sort of blew my mind?
What?
After the trailer, completely separate. You know who started tweeting fucking quotes?
No. From
Marvel Comics, from a very specific character, like an hour after the Hawkeye trailer dropped.
Who?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
I've heard it. I've heard rumors, man.
My God.
I've heard that he is just waiting.
And the character that plays Echo posted a bunch of Daredevil shit on her Instagram.
That was what I was just going to bring up, dude. So I've been reading that Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh my God, I always fuck up his last name. D'Onofrio. So he has been like, not necessarily actively seeking to come back as Kingpin, but he has literally just been like saying that, like, I'm just waiting for Marvel to come to me. I really want to play the character again.
I want to be back, Vanessa.
But I mean, seriously, nobody wants nobody wants somebody else as Kingpin. He was so fucking perfect.
So good.
But the Echo show, which we haven't seen anything for yet necessarily.
Yeah, apparently early development.
The Echo show, rumor has it, is bringing back the majority of the Daredevil cast, and we'll be reintroducing them into that the MCU under that guise, and then maybe branching off into like a follow-up Daredevil season.
Dude, I'm down.
100%, man. Like,
you know the one. like I want Charlie Cox. I want Vincent D'Onofrio. I'm cool if they recast like Foggy and
I like the guy that played Foggy, man. He was from the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
like
and the Mighty Ducks and the Hunger Games.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. I
liked him. And Deborah Ann Wall was fine as well.
I thought she did a good job for the show. I think that if they take any of those characters, they have to take them all. Yeah. Otherwise, people are going to be kind of upset.
Yeah, I get it, and I know Deborah Ann Wall has been super like on like just like talking about wanting to come back as well.
I mean, I also think not to discredit her as an actress, but I don't think she's been doing very much work since then, and so I think that's probably one of the reasons.
They're doing another season of True Blood. Oh no!
From what I heard is that she and somebody else are doing a True Blood podcast.
Oh fuck!
So it'll be like what every member of The Office is doing now.
You know who's doing a podcast about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? The girl played Gemma.
No,
no, she's not getting any other acting work.
Dude, like I don't know. I feel like that's a bad hole to get into.
Actually,
as we're recording a podcast, well, we're not part of these productions.
On the productions. Fuck, that's different.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't judge us.
Fucking hot dogs.
I want to actually. That's sort of a wholesome thing to wrap up on.
Fair enough.
Actually, that actress got married. Her name's Elizabeth Henstridge.
Oh yes.
And the whole fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cast was there.
Oh, that's cool.
Very, very wholesome.
That's
and you know where they went on their honeymoon?
Where?
Tahiti. I was like,
that's brilliant.
I was like blown away. It was very, for me, something did feel wrong, like scrolling through the wedding photos on Instagram and seeing her with another man and with Ian DeCasticker applauding off to the side. I was like, man, this feels weird.
I wonder if she makes that dude call her, or if she calls Gemma. That dude Fitz and he calls her Gemma.
Every once in a while, me and Kate will just go, Gemma!
Gemma! I mean, I'd say, like, not to sound too cheesy, but it is very cheesy. Me and Nadine at like a Comic-Con like a handful of years ago got like shirts that say like I'm your Fitz, I'm your
adorable.
Yeah, adorable.
Do you ever wear them?
I mean, maybe around the house sometimes. But it's that show. Still miss it. Miss that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man.
Dude, and there's always been rumors about those characters coming back. Yeah. I keep seeing shit about Mac and Daisy and Secret Invasion.
Oh, dude, it'd be such a good way to plug some of those characters back in, Yeah. Even if it's just like 4 appearances in that series, it'd just be cool to like the idea that you as a viewer get to know that they're like operating in the MCU.
And it's the whole thing. We've seen stuff with those characters, like the whole Marvel's Most Wanted show that fizzled out before it even existed.
Oh.
Which I liked those characters, and they got written out to make that show, and then they never did anything.
I know, man. It was so lame. It was so lame that follow-up just didn't work.
What a shame. But we've talked enough about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on so plenty of podcasts.
Yeah, lots to look forward to, lots to like keep kind of following up on. I would say this podcast is one of them, hot dogs.
Yeah.
Keep listening, man.
Take care. Follow us on Instagram. Go listen to Under Further Review. It's a great show.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitters. And honestly, subscribe to the YouTube. People actually seem to be doing that. So
great.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I'm not saying I don't know why. I'm just saying.
Fuck the YouTube subscribers, am I right?
I'm just saying, like, it's we'll get more game on there, I promise. Anyway, hot dogs, thank you for everything. You're helping us grow. We're growing with you. And that's it.
That's all, folks.
Pew pew.